Welcome to Season 1, Episode 6 of the Steep Dreams podcast.
Season one. Season one.
What did I say?
You said season one.
Okay.
But it's important to stipulate season one.
Indicating there may be more seasons. Okay. Anyway, the Mad Hatters, Jeff and Lauren. We want to talk about, this week, we're going to talk about a few things, starting with the club updates. There's a barbecue coming up. It is on the 23rd of August at the Almaden Lake Park.
That's at the South Point location. We've always been at the Quicksilver location, which is super, super cool because we're the Quicksilver Running Club. But that just happened to be booked out, right? So South Point is right across the little bike path that goes around the lake. So if you go to the Quicksilver picnic area, you will find us at South Point.
And that's from noon to 4, where you can expect some food and mingling to start. And historically, there's been a drawing, a raffle.
Generally, we raffle off extra swag, water bottles, hats, whatever.
Gels.
Gels. And there's usually the chances of winning are much better than the California State Lottery.
Yeah, usually you come away with at least 2 items, not 0.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on to the next item is the Half Marathon 10K, which is on the 25th of October.
Yeah, that's our fall race. We have a half marathon, a 10K, but also a 1 mile kids race, which is free.
What's the age limit for the kids race?
The age limit for the kids race, I think, is 65. Yeah. I mean, if you're willing to go hammer on some kids,
all day. Anyway, I'm not sure.
You know what? I think I might sign up for the kids. Like, seriously, I think right now, like, that's kind of what my training and my ego needs is the kids race. Yeah. So maybe I'll sign up for the kids race.
Yeah.
Usually the kids race is, we don't have generally we don't have teenagers. So less than that. So
single digits.
Under 13, single digits is good for the kids race.
Anyway, and I'm not sure how many spots are left. Registration closes on the 23rd of October. Laura, if you're listening, put a note in the comments of how many are left.
Or just publicize the entrance list. Actually, she's working on that right now. I will tell you that we're going to have less than 100 for the sum of the races, because at that point we would need to order porta potties, and we haven't. So we've never had 100 yet, but we had 90 something last year. So, which means we might fill up, but there's probably plenty of spots right now.
We're gonna boot some kids if we have to. Anyway, just kidding. And then finally, we have some trail work days coming up September 14th and October 11th. That start at 8 a.m. at the Webb Canyon entrance. RSVP with our trail liaison,
Kate Metcalf.
Yep.
Kate's awesome. She's been doing a great job. So for years our trail liaison was Paul Fick, who was kind of irreplaceable. You know, like he made that position what it was today. You know, with his bee suit that he used to protect himself from weed whipping in literal fields of poison oak, like. But Kate's been doing a really, really good job of keeping that legacy alive by keeping consistent pressure on those trails. So please do reach out via the Quicksilver Running Club website, or, for everything you hear on the podcast, you can reach out to us directly and we'll put you in touch with the right people. So yeah, we have a couple more opportunities for trail work to get our course ready for the trail challenge.
And there's an email that went out, so you should also have that if you're part of the email list of the.
You should be a member of the Quicksilver Running Club. If you're a member of the Quicksilver Running Club, you're on the email list, and then you'll hear about things like trail work.
And then recently we had a listener suggest that we go over some of our favorite Sufferfest segments / runs and recover segments and runs. So let's start with the Sufferfest. What's your Sufferfest run / segment?
I think a couple of friends of mine just ran this the other day. Like, this is an iconic segment, an iconic run, kind of named after and pioneered by a legit local legend. My Sufferfest run is Amy's Loop. Amy's Loop starts at the bottom of Kennedy. Kennedy
Would that be Amy Burton?
Amy Burton. So it starts at the bottom of Kennedy. You run to the top of Kennedy and make a left. Once you make that left, you're on the Kennedy Rollers. Kennedy Rollers are legit in their own right. Then you go down Lime Kiln to the bottom of Dog Meat, and then you've got to climb Dog Meat to go back down Kennedy. It ends up being very close to a half marathon type distance run.
Oh, that's like the shape of a clothes hanger, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I remember that one.
Well over 2,000 feet of climbing over the course of the run. Pretty close. I'm probably close to 3,000 feet. Really, really tough run. Yeah, an iconic training run in the South Bay.
Nice. All right, mine is the Hacienda torture test. Granted, it's only 1.15 miles, but there are some steep ups and downs that are just torture.
So whereas Amy's is more of a run, the Sufferfest is a segment. Yeah.
And typically, me and my group, we would start at Maccabee. So to get to the Sufferfest or the torture test, you've gone a few miles, and then you've got to do the torture test, and then you've got to limp home. And so it's all part of that.
So now on the easier side of things, what's your recovery segment?
My recovery segment, I would say, for me is the Rancho Lobster Claw. Not Quicksilver, sorry, but Rancho Lobster Claw.
Now what makes it a recovery segment?
It's got nice, easy flowing, like flat section, and then a moderate climb, but not too steep, and then a nice flowing single track down through the canyons, which is like a fresh of breath air. A breath of fresh air.
A fresh of breath air, I like.
I had a stroke right there.
Okay, so sounds a lot like my recovery run, which is the Mayfair Ranch loop at Rancho Cañada del Oro, pretty far south. If you're on the peninsula, it's a bit of a trek because it's a little bit south of Calero. I'm wearing a Calero shirt today.
I didn't even know they had shirts.
Guy Her, check it out. Guy Her. So yeah, it's about a 4-mile loop, and like you said, it's recovery because the climbs are gradual. There's some flowiness to it. The last mile is basically dead flat along a creek, so you can really just kind of, jog it in, recover it in.
Nice.
What I like about it is I don't like, so for recovery runs are usually easy runs. I don't like doing partial routes as my easy runs, right? Like, so if my normal run is a loop around Quicksilver, I don't want my recovery run to just be that, but I turn around early because I feel like I wimped out, right? Like, I like my recovery runs to be full routes that just happen to be shorter and easier, right? And Mayfair on Strava known as Stinky Pete's Revenge. So check out Stinky Pete's Revenge at Rancho Cañada. I don't even know, man, but what a great Strava name.
It is.
What a great segment name.
We should do a segment. We should do a podcast on great segment names. That's
okay. All right, coming up. Beat Stinky Pete.
Yeah.
So yeah, Stinky Pete's Revenge at.
Put your favorite Strava segments in the show notes so we can add them to our next episode.
There you go.
Anyway, I was going to save this for the end, but before we get off this part, since I mentioned Rancho, the last 4 runs I've done at Rancho, I've been stung 3 times. So the bees
stung by what?
Bees/wasps. I don't know. To tell you the truth, I never saw the thing. But I'm assuming it's a bee/wasp, something like that.
Morning, afternoon?
Morning.
Everything? Morning?
Morning. 3 different locations. So,
in the park?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's like, I'm going to avoid this trail over here. Stung again. Going to avoid that one over here. Stung again. Not going back.
So this came up in a thread, a chat thread. I didn't run Skyline 50K this year, but I've run it a bunch of times. But this came up in a chat thread about Skyline 50K, about folks getting stung by bees. I actually think they're wasps, ground wasps. I actually think they're ground wasps. So, yeah, that's a thing. It really, my experience is that August is when that really starts to pick up, and here we are in August. So it's
bee season.
It's bee season.
Or wasp.
Somebody told me, I don't know if this is valid, but somebody told me stay to the middle of the trail. They tend to make their
single track.
Yeah. If you're on single track, good luck. But if you're on a fire road, stay to the middle. They tend to make their little nests are on the shoulders or on the banks, would stand to reason, right? So stay to the middle of the trail. If you're on single track, just get bit. Get bit.
It's legit. Anyway. Okay, finally, in this week's podcast, we want to talk about a recent race, Waldo 100K. You were there.
I was there. I've run that race a couple of times. It's in the Bend area. It's actually about an hour south of Bend, but my mom...
Was that a 9-hour drive?
8, 7.
Okay.
My mom is from the Bend area. She retired and passed in the Bend area, so I've got a lot of I've got some roots there. So I've run the race a couple of times. I was hoping to run it this year, it just didn't work out. But I had all my travel plans, so I went up and volunteered. Part of that was convincing some Quicksilver friends, Bo Van Zandt and John Burton, and then also Erica Mertens, who is Truckee based but runs in Quicksilver, has paced me at Western States twice. Convinced them all to run Waldo. We went up there. We had a great time. We stayed at Odell Lake Resort, which I absolutely love. The area is gorgeous. And Bo and John got their Western States qualifier. Erica finished and won the Show Us Your Waldo Award, which gets her a free entry next year. Maybe in a future episode, we'll talk a little bit more about the Waldo experience, because I actually do think I'm coming back for 2026. It's a great race, a Western States qualifier. It's not in the Peninsula or Bay Area. It's an Oregon race. Back.
Erica's going to be there. I'd like to hear more about the race. We'd like to have either Bo or John or both on the podcast to talk about their experience of the race. So I'm curious about this race for next year, so I'd like to learn more. So look for a future podcast solely focused on the Waldo 100K.
And on that note, John as a guest, Bo as a guest. So a bit of a call to action. Like we are interested in having folks on the podcast with us, and we've talked about this, and we've even had folks agree that they would like to be on the podcast and think that's a good idea. So hey, let's make this a real thing. Like,
if we'd been better at planning, I would have had Laura on to talk about the
right? Like, we can have Laura on to talk about the race. So if you are interested in being in the podcast, if you want to be the first guest on the podcast, I say if you're the first to comment in the comments that you want to be a guest, you win. You'll be our first guest. We can build an episode around you.
I don't know. I got veto power on that.
He does. But I think it's safe. I think it's safe.
Right. Yeah, we have one listener, so. All right. I think that's all we have.
All right.
See you next week.
But we'll be back really soon.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.